Oh, man. Anthony Davis. One of the most unique talents in the NBA. I see a lot of myself in him. I can't wait to face him and see if I can get the upper hand. I know I'm still a rookie, but it's the ultimate test to see where my game is at right now. And I live for these moments. So bring it on, Brow.
Let's meet the visiting team, New Orleans Pelicans. At center, Omer Ashik. At center, starting at point guard,
the Utah Jazz have a Western Conference contest on their hands as they prepare to defend the home court at the Energy Solutions Arena here in downtown Salt Lake City, Utah. Trevor Booker, he's checked in now for Rudy Gobert. Joe Ingles comes in for Alec Burks. And Freak subbed in for Dante Exum. Alexis Ajinça has checked in for New Orleans. Coles comes in for Drew Holiday. Setting the floor now for the Pelicans. Evans and Davis, the forward tandem. Norris Cole is out there with Gordon. And it's Ajinça in at the center position. Well, what a second half of the season it was for the Jazz. After the All-Star break, they went on a rampage.
And the catalyst for that was the defense. I mean, very few opponents got to triple digits against the Jazz after the All-Star break.
Pelicans trail by 3. Outside Gordon. Pass to Davis. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3. Trey Burks checked in for Utah. Anderson, he's checked in for New Orleans. Pondexter comes in for Gordon.
You know, as the season wore on, guys, the Pelicans became a matchup that nobody wanted to see. Very tough against teams and had very few weaknesses, too. What a start they've gotten off to on the glass. I mean, they've come out banging.
And when a game starts off like this, Clark, there's an intimidation factor, a physicality that they've brought that comes into play.
And that one's good.
And just a solid way to start the game, 4-5.
Utah's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Well, for the Pelicans last season, they were a tough matchup. The defense was one thing, but their mentality, the way they fought through the game was fantastic.
Yeah, and Kevin, you look at their record against other playoff teams, and it stacks up well. I mean, they made the playoffs by never thinking they were at a disadvantage on the floor. And having that kind of confidence in a young team, that only really speaks for positives moving forward. Well, last season, Quincy Pondexter was moved to the Pelicans. He really took off after the trade and played some of his best basketball to date.
And Davis sends it back.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Here's Cole. Knocks down the 3-ball. Cole's got his first 3 points of the game.
Not the biggest fan of that shot, but he had the space to get it off, so why not?
Pondexter last year was very valuable after the trade. Career highs, Clark, in points and minutes played for him with the Pels.
Yeah, and, you know, he showed he can really be a 3 and D guy. Shot over 40% from deep with the Pelicans and defended pretty much every position on the perimeter.
Anderson's shot is off.
You know, even though he missed that 3-point shot, I think the defense has to do a better job of challenging the shot.
Yeah, as a coach, you can really ill afford to have those types of opportunities presented against your defense.
Prince outside. He dishes it to Ingles. Over to the left wing. Favors drops one in from the wing. Favors got 6 points. Just 4 seconds left here in the first quarter. The shot is off. And here's Freak on his experience as a one-and-done college player. Now with more and more freshmen, Clark, making the jump to the pros, we can expect to hear more stories like this, I'm sure.
Well, without question, Kevin, that's the case and the landscape that we find ourselves in. But, you know, there's something to be said for developing all 4 years in college when that's the best route for an individual player. Nowadays, I think, unfairly so, there's a ton of pressure on young guys sometimes to leave prematurely. We'll see if Freak's decision pays off for him long term.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And looking at what we've seen from the Pelicans, what do you guys think?
And it's really about limiting their mistakes. And early on, they've been able to do that here in the first.
And, guys, I like what I've seen from them on the other end, forcing a few giveaways, and that's allowed them to widen that turnover margin.
Burks the off guard with Hayward at the 3. Booker out there with Gobert, and it's Prince in at the 1. That's the group for Utah getting going here in the second. Hayward can hit.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open. And with the way the Warriors went on a rampage last year, you knew that Alvin Gentry would be in demand. Was the architect behind the Warriors' offense, is one of the best offensive minds in our league.
Alvin Gentry is here. Going with an almost entirely new group here. Derek Favors checked in for Trevor Booker. Joe Ingles comes in for Gordon Hayward. Freaks checked in for Alec Burks, and it's Burke in for Dante Exum. A big group substitution here for New Orleans. Alexis Ajinça has checked in for Perkins. Davis comes in for Omer Asik. Quincy Pondexter, he's checked in for Gordon, and it's Norris Cole in for Drew Holiday. Favors with the screen. Prince the pass to Favors. And now the Pelicans on the break. Here's Cole, and that one falls coming off of Davis's feed. Davis has got his 3rd assist on the night.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spot. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
Favors sets the pick for Prince. Kicks to Gobert. Battles through traffic and lays it in. Gobert's got 6.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Evans against Prince. Evans goes in. Here's Ajinça. Shot is off. Gobert with the defensive effort. So for the Jazz, their last game, a win against the San Antonio Spurs.
And Kevin, you know, they showed how important it is to have a strong bench. I mean, when you are on the road, that depth is vital. I think they really utilized the second unit to extend their offensive assault and just really wore down their opponent.
And, guys, I think what you saw from them throughout the game was teamwork. This is a team. Regardless of who was out there on the floor at any given time, they got it done. And that has to make you feel good as a...
Okay, guys, we got a few minutes here. Let's go over a few things before we get going again. The amount of scoring we got from close range was great. Keep looking to make those quick fire entry passes. It's hard to argue with a bunch of layups and 6-footers. Something we're doing well right now is spacing and shot selection. And
the third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking at the Jazz with some changes. Trevor Booker, he's checked in now for Rudy Gobert. Freak comes in for Burks. And it's Burke in for Dante Exum. A big group substitution here for New Orleans. Alexis Ajinça has checked in for Asik. Anderson comes in for Tyreke Evans. Quincy Pondexter, he's checked in for Eric Gordon. And it's Norris Cole in for Drew Holiday. Setting the floor now for the Pelicans. We've got Ryan Anderson, Quincy Pondexter out there with Norris Cole. Then there's Davis, and it's Ajinça in at the 5, down low. Utah had a great home court advantage last year here. This crowd knows how to get into an opponent's head.
Kevin, that they do. It's a big part of why the Jazz were able to eke out over 500 last season at home. Ended up 21-20 by winning 4 of their last 5 home games.
Cole. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play.
Your heads-up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket.
And now we'll get a perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Jazz.
We've seen them make the extra effort from a defensive standpoint, closing out airspace and sending shots back.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
Well, New Orleans is still a relatively young team, but they play with the maturity, I think, Clark, that's beyond their years.
You know, Kevin, the average age for them last year was just over 25 years old, and the youngest team in the West, actually, to make it to the playoffs last year.
The Jazz making a switch here. Ingles is checked in. So he picks up just one from the line that time.
And for the Pelicans, part of why they look so mature is how they protect leads. I mean, rarely giving away points for free and knowing how to close out games.
Prince dishes to Ingles. Prince outside to the middle, down to 5 on the shot clock. That's good. Booker's got 10 points in the game.
And you know, guys, the Pelicans only lost 5 games last year where they led going into the fourth quarter. They won 38 when entering the fourth quarter with the lead. That's very mature basketball for a team that's as young as they are.
Pondexter from outside. That one goes. Count it. 6 points for him.
That shot was made possible by the work of Anthony Davis.
Feeds to Ingles. And there's the pass to Favors. Over to the wing. Prince outside. Favors sets the pick for Prince. The Jazz need to get off a shot here. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. And Davis throws it down.
Well, they won't be down for long if they can get some more early offense just like that.
And Clark, the best way to get that early offense is with steals that allows you to get out in transition.
And here's Prince outside. Here's Booker, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
They're really doing a good job working hard to get inside and draw contact, a little more so than they did in the first half.
And defensively, if you're trying to battle back, you can't keep sending them to the line.
Here's Cole. 7 points in the game. Here's Davis, and down it goes, jamming that one home.
Emphatic dramatic throw down there.
That one reverberated throughout the building.
Nothing soft about his approach at the attack.
Shoots from the high post, and oh, he hits the... And thanks for joining us again as the fourth quarter of play. Trevor Booker, he's checked in now for Favors. And Freak subbed in for Dante Exum. The Pelicans also changing it up. Alexis Ajinça has checked in for Evans. And it's Anderson in for Eric Gordon. Burks the off guard with Hayward at the 3. Rudy Gobert is out there with Booker. And it's Prince in at the point guard. That's the 5 on the floor for the Jazz. And Holiday kicks to Davis. D2 from Anderson. Second shot opportunity, and is blocked by Prince. Burks with the steal. To the inside. It's good! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within one.
They don't get any bigger than that basket.
They needed it, Greg, and he gave it to him.
Holiday, the pass to Davis. Dishes it to Anderson. Prince against Holiday. Count it!
What an offensive force Holiday can be when he's going like this.
And here is Prince. Gobert with a screen on Holiday. Down low. It's stolen by Ajinça. 7-second difference. Shot and game clock. Here's Anderson. Rebound, Utah. Some changes for New Orleans. Evans comes in for Davis. And Gordon subbed in for Alexis Ajinça. Clark, one thing we've seen from these guys is excellent ball movement.
And you love to see that, Kevin. I mean, I love watching unselfish play, and I know Greg enjoys that too.
No doubt about it. It's fun to watch the way they're operating as a team right now. They are all in sync. Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And, you know, the defense gets their money's worth on that foul, stopping the layup and not giving up the and one.
All right now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Blue shots.
He drops the first one, and that brings them within 2 here. And both free throws good for Prince. Here's Holiday. And they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
That's a good foul, though. I like that. I mean, clock management crucial at this time of the game.
And he commits the intentional foul. So the first one drops, and that will put them up by 2. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 3-point game.
Absolutely massive free throws. That'll force them into a three-point attempt.
And a chance here to send it to overtime.
Got to see the 3 and be the 3 if that's going to happen.
So it's a narrow victory for the Pelicans, pulling it out for the W. They break the hearts of every fan in the building with a dramatic late victory.
And Kevin, this is the kind of win you have to take a ton of pride in. I mean, they battled with everything they had and came through when the pressure was at its highest.
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Tyreek, what was the focus on strategy for this team coming into tonight's game?
Just playing hard, you know.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now let's move on to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Anthony Davis. For some guys, a double-double is a great night, but he makes it a regular occasion. And that wraps things up, folks. Thanks for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin.
The only color I care about is green, money. Now, you've certainly made some money so far, Freak.
Mr. Dom Pagnotti. Mr. Diamond and Platinum.
We got James Harden and that beard of his. Look, this guy's relentless. We know he's going to attack the basket all night long. So I'm going to make it my personal mission to keep that from happening. As long as we keep jumping those passing lanes, we can give them a run for their money. I know I'll be ready.
The crowd is assembled here at the Energy Solutions Arena in Salt Lake City, Utah, to cheer on the Jazz. The road trip for the Rockets ends here as they leave for Houston right after the game. This is a game they expect to win. They come into this matchup confident and ready to take care of business.
And seeing where the Rockets are, at times they played some of the best basketball in the league, but they haven't been able to sustain it over the course of the entire season. And that's the only reason they're not in first place.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, consistency has been the issue. It's been missing. But it wouldn't be surprising if they put it all together at the right time.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. So on the floor for Houston, Motiejunas and Howard, the post pair. Harden and Ariza filling out the perimeter. And it's Lawson in at the 5. So the Utah Jazz able to put the first points up on the board. Ariza kicks to Howard. Stolen by Exum. And Hayward with a clear path to the hoop. And that one's good. Hayward's got his first 2 points of the night.
Almost intimidating the defense there. They didn't even try to get back on defense.
Well, I don't think it would have mattered even if they did try to get back, Greg. I mean, there was no way anybody was going to beat him to the bucket there.
Now, here is Lawson. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against the Spurs in San Antonio.
And Kevin, a remarkable night for him passing the basketball as well. He did a great job racking up the assists.
You know, Clark, the one thing you can say about Ty Lawson is his awareness around the floor. He's just ubiquitous, and his court vision is incredible.
Excellent peripheral vision. He averaged almost 10 assists a game last season. That's the best year of his career thus far.
Here's Ariza. Derek Favors making his last shot. Harden dishes to Howard. Gobert with the defensive effort.
You know what? Those are shots you just hate to miss when you get those kinds of bunnies on a possession.
Exum kicks to Hayward. Takes the 3. And that one's good. Hayward's got 5 points so far.
4 straight makes out of the gate. That's a sweet start.
And Lawson, here we go. Ariza has the open look. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Just about 2 minutes into the game, first quarter of basketball. Exum kicks to Burks. To the middle. Here's Favors. He dents the rim with a two-handed slam. Wow.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with a dunk like that.
Now here's Lawson. And he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game. Howard in the post. Defended by Gobert. A nice shot by Howard. Now here's Exum. Lawson defending. Ariza against Hayward. Favors with the screen. Hayward kicks to Gobert. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
And ran his man straight into the screen and got a clear path to the bucket.
That is how it is done.
Excellent team play there on the pick, and then he rips it down.
Now here's Lawson. That misses, so no good on his first attempt of the night.
And the Rockets have lost out on some free agent wars the past few years. They have remained competitive, but you wonder what could have been if they landed or kept some of those big names.
Jazz leading by 6. Out to Favors. Nice ball movement by Utah. And it's sent back by Howard. Lawson outside. Trevor Booker, he's checked in now for Rudy Gobert. Joe Ingles comes in for Gordon Hayward. Rodney Hood's checked in for Burks. And Freak subbed in for Exum. Houston with a big group substitution here. Jones checked in for Howard. Brewer comes in for Motiejunas. Marcus Thornton, he's checked in for James Harden. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Ty Lawson. Here's Prince following the score by Houston. And that's going to be a turnover. They call him for 8 seconds. And with the Rockets, it's no secret that they take a very analytical approach to team building. Greg, you and I talked about that. And Clark, you know, you wonder if that hurts them in free agency.
Well, you know, when your front office Office makes no qualms about viewing players as simply just assets. It can be a hard sell to a free agent.
Now, here's Brewer. 9-point game his last outing. And here is Prince to the wing right side. Kicks it to Ingles. Three-pointer. And Jones pulls it down. Rockets trail. Brewer passes to Beverly. He dishes it to Jones. Fires from deep. And another three for Houston.
As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
Prince kicks to Ingles. Dishes to Booker. Here's Hood. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Prince outside. Shot is no good, so Houston will take it the other way. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with San Antonio.
And really, had they just shot their average from the free throw line in that game, I think that... probably changes the outcome.
No doubt. I mean, because there is a carryover effect when you're not having success at the line.
Offensive rebound. Hood. Excellent D that time from Jones. Here's Brewer. And there's the feed to Thornton. Jones, no one around him. Offensive rebound. Prince with it. Can't get it to go. And Rockets head coach Kevin McHale spent some time with us in the broadcast. That's an interesting perspective on competitiveness and what happens when you're no longer in the thick of it, especially, Clark, when you're as physical a player as McHale.
Yeah, you know, I certainly understand where he's coming from. I mean, I'm living it in many ways, but for me, it's about the love of the game and sharing that with so many other people who love the same things I do, whether they ever played or not. There's some common ground even outside of the competitive court.
Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And looking at what we've seen from Houston, what do you guys think? Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Beverly against Prince. And that one's good. Beverly.
Oh, terrific way to finish that move there, going to the basket.
Jazz trail by 5. And continuing to expand his arsenal last season, Patrick Beverly, the guard for the Rockets. Career highs in assists and rebounds per game, and he's one of the smallest guys on the floor.
Yeah, and he's really working on the details of becoming a better playmaker, becoming a guy that has coaches trust him to handle the basketball in those crucial situations.
Here it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great position inside.
Yeah, just getting the ball into the post has to be option number one for them right now.
Outside for Thornton. Beverly dishes to Thornton. Rebounded by Exum. Utah's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Prince misses. Houston's gotten both of their three-point attempts to go down here in the second quarter. Screen by Jones. Here's Thornton. Ariza passes to Thornton. And Prince comes to help. And Brewer kicks to Jones. To the left wing. The three. Rebounded by Hood. Utah trailing here. Down low. Got a piece of it. 46 seconds left now here in the second. Another miss by Utah.
And honestly, not real happy with the shot selection on that one.
Yeah, clearly a brain fade there. He's got to be a little smarter in his choice making.
34 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Left side favors. And here's Prince outside. It's rebounded by Thornton.
The mechanics totally out of whack right now. He's lost his feel for the shot.
Yeah, he really has. I mean, just totally out of sync. I mean, you can just see it in the numbers. Nothing going down for him right now.
There's the dish to Ingles. Prince outside. Outside favors. Exum with a wide open look. Cans it from downtown. Exum's got 8 points. Thornton. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. The Rockets on top, up by 3. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Energy Solutions Arena in Salt Lake City.
Okay, guys, let's focus and get down to business. Now, here's a few things I took away from the first half. Terrific job on D. You guys were tireless at that end.
Ladies and gentlemen,
and we welcome you back this way. Curry's checked in for Favors. Freak comes in for Burks. And Trey Burke subbed in for Dante Exum. Houston also making some changes. Jones checked in for Howard. Brewer comes in for Trevor Ariza. And it's Patrick Beverly in for Ty Lawson. Prince in at 2-guard. Gobert is out there with Trevor Booker. Then there's Burke, and it's Hayward in at the small forward. That's the 5 on the floor for the Jazz. Harden kicks to Jones. Lays it in without an...